As we've done before, we're going to paint the lightest tones first and work toward the darker tones. So some of the tones down in here underneath the boat, some of the darker reflections of this boat will be nearer the end. It's a fairly light picture. The sky, even the water is fairly light, but and I'll get those in early. So do your lights first, then slowly add stronger colors. Now with reflections, well, boy, this is a dumb spot. Okay, I've got reflections here of the mast where I should have the boat. So I'm changing something there. And this boat's going to be like that. And then the reflections are okay. Deeper, darker, duller. Deeper, darker, duller. The reflections of a red barn in a river are going to be deeper, not going to be exactly the same as the red barn, though your eye usually thinks they are. It's going to be a little bit darker and a little duller than the red barn that's on the side of the river. So the blues, say in the boat, or the mast colors that are coming down in here are going to be a little bit duller than the mast as it's in the atmosphere in light. So we'll keep that in mind. I'll pull up my sketch again. This is my focal point right in here. And it's 2/3 down, 1/3 over. I kind of like the reflections down in here and that dark area at the back of the boat. Also the nice honey wood tones around the cabin kind of catch my eye. The photograph that I sent you had this boat over here, and that clearly made for a very empty right-hand side. So I chose, and you saw me in the video, I moved the boat over to this side to give myself a sort of a balance, but an off-center kind of balance, with a large area over here and a tiny, much smaller one over there. So, all right, I think I'm ready. All right, so I'm going to take, I got to relax for a minute. I'm going to take pure water underneath my computer here, and I'm going to, and again, Maria's here trying to keep me calm, and she's brought in some Morning Glory muffins. Bill Prickett's here with 3 different cameras going, making sure this is all safe for posterity. I'm going right through these boats, by the way. I mean the masts, like blast right through it. I'm not going to try. You can try to paint sky around each mast, but you're going to go absolutely crazy doing that. It just isn't, it doesn't work. At least not in my style of painting. And my style is not the only way to paint. And you as you develop as watercolors, you'll look and watch and look at watercolorists whose work you like and take away lessons from them. Don't necessarily feel that the way I paint is the end all be all. And you all are developing your own styles, which is really kind of fun to see. Now I am going to go around this piling here and the little sail, a covered sailcloth I put there, which I just drew in because it wasn't in my drawing until just a minute ago. I looked at it and go, oh my gosh, I left that out. So I have a little bit of a sailcloth there. Okay, down underneath this. Right. All right, good, good. All right. If you remember from a previous painting, I sometimes like to, Bill, is this showing up? Okay. I'm going for a little bit of raw sienna, and you can always ask me questions as we go. Oh man, I think I won't. Yeah, okay. I want my bigger brush. Okay, I'm going to throw, this is going to be a nice morning sky here. Throw some color here, get a little bit of alizarin going up here. Woo! Hey,
Red sky, wind, sailors before.
yeah, exactly. Let's get red sky at night, sailors delight. Wow. Now this is all really liquidy, kind of crazy. Get some of those lines out of there. And I'm hoping the red is blending in with the yellow. And before that sets up, I'm going to clean my palette. And I'm going to throw on some ultramarine with a little bit of cerulean. Come on, this is fresh paint, so it shouldn't be sticky. Come on, cerulean. There we go. Okay, put it on there. How's it look? Okay, if it looks right, you're probably wrong, and I got to add some more color. All right, up near the top. All right, now.
Is that raw sienna, burnt sienna, or yellow that you put at the bottom?
That was raw sienna. Now, I am leaving a few white areas to sort of feel like clouds. And I'm blotting up some big puddles of color here. What's going on? Ooh.
No.
And the sky thing, you kind of gotta, and if you looked at my video homework, I had a little sky study there. And you can throw in, you want your brush later strokes to be less water than the first strokes. Let me put in a little bit of, I feel like distant clouds there. I could wish I didn't get, okay, I'll get that back. Okay, I'm gonna pause now. You know, this is like 7 minutes of painting. I'm gonna get a little bit more blue up here. It's looking it looks too good to be true. I'm gonna add a little bit more at the top. The sky is always darker at the top than it is near the horizon. So you want to get some strong color up there. All right, I'm going to take a little pause in the action, let you guys get to do some painting. And I will tell you right now, I am using it. I ran out of my watercolor paper, my favorite Fabriano Artistico paper, and I am using a Lana, it's called Lana, L-A-N-A. And I noticed it ripples a lot more than my paper that I like, that I usually paint on. So I'm sorry, you can, and you from home can see the ripples in this paper. It's a little distracting, but I can't do much about that. All right.
Ed, what color red did you use?
I used a little bit of alizarin crimson in the sky and let it, and I let it blend in with that raw sienna. Now I could have used aureolin in the yellow. So that, you know, there's not one formula that works for a sky. That's just the color that I pulled out.
Ned, what was the name of the paper that you prefer? How do you
I
spell
like,
it?
yeah, it's called Fabriano.
Fabriano, okay.
Yeah, it's an Italian paper, and I really like it. I like it. Arches is also very, very good. I like them both. In fact, I usually keep both on hand, but Fabriano is sort of my go-to.
Mhm.
Ed, can you keep the picture on your painting and not on the people?
Okay, there, is it on your Is it on you got the boats now?
Yes.
Okay, if you go up in the small image of the boat and on those 3 dots and push pin, that large picture of my painting will stay on without popping around.
Ned,
So you-
another question.
Sure.
You have the ripples. Is there a way to get those out after it happens?
When it dries, it will dry flat.
Oh, it
But
will.
right now, there's nothing I can do.
Right, but it will dry flat. That's
It will
interesting.
dry flat. Yeah. Some artists, and I was one of them, used to put the paper in a bathtub, pre-stretch it, and then put it on a piece of wood and staple the edges to a piece of wood, and it would tighten right up. And then you didn't get much rippling at all because it already been soaked once and then dried. But that to me is really tedious.
Mhm.
Okay, let me back here.
Okay, where are you? Yep.
Boy,
Yeah, what happened? How does that happen?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What was I doing?
You may need to re-wet it. Less inferior papers. Can you see the ripples? And even in the picture, it's even worse because the light's coming in and hitting the, a little bit less. Yeah. Yeah. No. But the other thing is, once you get these troughs, then the blue, see the blue went right down that, right down here. So instead of having something up on this. Yeah. Take it away, let me see. Yep. Yeah, it does help. Yeah, for sure.
Ned, the Fabriano and the Arches paper, does it ripple at all?
Yeah, some. It turns out, I put a lot of water on this sky, so that did me in.
Yeah, no, I bought some Strathmore at Jay's and it ripples. I went from Arches to Strathmore and I'm not happy.
Okay, I like Strathmore.
You know,
'cause
if
it's so
if you use those watercolor blocks, they don't ripple.
No.
true. You're right
That's
there.
that's what I had. What's the French paper? What's that?
Arches.
Arches.
That's real. Yeah, that's what I've been using until now.
Yeah, and then you can get paper in different weights. This is a 140-pound paper. That means a ream of it is 140 pounds. If you get 300-pound paper, it's really heavy. If you bend it, it almost snaps. It's almost like a cardboard. And the 300-pound doesn't ripple much at all. But it's got a really, well, no, it's a nice paper. It's a nice paper. It's expensive.
I also got, the size I got is 11 by 15, which isn't very big, is it?
You mean the block is 11 by 15?
No, this Strathmore watercolor pad is 11.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
I think that explains a lot about my paintings because I can't really I'm pushing paint around. Is that,
Yeah.
that's a small size, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the size I paint with a lot outside on location because I can finish it within a couple hours, the 15 by 20 or 11 by 15.
So what size do you suggest?
Well, I've been using the 22 by 15, which
20.
is,
Okay.
it's half of a full sheet.
The block from Arches that I have is 12 by 16, which is
Yeah,
a
I
slightly
think-
slightly
Yep.
different proportion than
Yep.
in some of these photographs, but
Yes, it is. Yep.
it's a workable size.
That's
Yes,
what
I-
I had. That's the one I had. And I
Yeah.
like
Well-
that better. But 22 by 15 is what you're using now. Right? Is
Right
that-
now, yep, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if anyone is gonna take the class again, I think the 16 by 20 is a good one. It's not too big, but it's not teeny.
And that's yet another size.
Yeah.
16 by 20 in Fabriano.
Well, no, 16 by 20 in a block.
Oh, in a block. Got it. In other words, it's that flat. Yeah, got it. It's like an
Yeah.
inch thick or something.
You have the mob one, Arches makes it.
You've got the arches there, I think, right?
And what's that? And that's 16 by 20?
Yes, Lynx has.
Yeah.
Can you just hold okay, all right. Got it. Thank you for that. It's all becoming quite clear.
What?
Yeah, but I just realized that all of this together.
I think this is Jen's first world.
Let's make.
Yeah.
Just gas. Well, now wait, you got the horizon on here. This is higher up. You see it? So pull that down.
Someone in Japan.
No, I mean, we were plotting, we were getting clouds.
Yeah.
It works out.
I do everything that you.
So just when you make a mark, when you go back, the cloud, don't do another one the same size as another one.
Right.
Take one of them big, one of them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Make different sizes.
That's, okay, I was wondering, what do you do to break it up? Break it up.
Ned,
Yeah.
while we're waiting here, if you were to, you've got your 8 colors that I know we all know and love. I don't have burnt umber. From what I can tell, that should be, if I buy another color, that's what I should get.
Okay.
And a Windsor, would you say, because I'm going to go to the store, is Windsor red another one? If I was to branch out.
I didn't see anything I looked at the Dick Blick website, and they don't have anything under Winsor & Newton called Winsor Red. They have something called cadmium free red.
Okay, the companies all call these things different. Winsor Newton has a Windsor Red. I'm still ordering it, so it must be online. But then
Really?
cadmium red is another red. Some people call it permanent red, which is another fire engine red.
Okay, yeah, no, the cadmium red is not a problem. I guess I'm just saying, what would this, if you were to branch out, Ned, in your second, your second tier of colors?
Yeah,
So burnt umber,
yeah. Burnt sienna, which is the kind of brownish color.
burnt sienna, okay.
Yeah. Raw umber, I've started to use a little bit, but I think it dulls colors down quite a bit more than I like, but it's a good one for barns and trees and woods and stuff.
Okay.
Do you use Naples yellow?
That's a good one.
That's kind of what I use for a flesh tone if I'm actually trying to do people.
That's a good, Naples yellow is one I don't use, but I know it's a good one. It's a good one.
And then, of course, I have your famous Hooker's green light, which I know you don't use greens, but somehow okay, but that's not one you recommend.
I've used it in the past and I've moved away from it, but that's, all this is personal, like if I wear a tie of a certain color, that's what I picked out that morning. You might pick out something else. Your color purple you like is going to be a different color purple than I like.
Got it. All right, just asking.
All right, I'm getting ready to do the water, which is the other bottom third of my painting. Now, if you look, the photograph, the horizon line's almost halfway. It's a little on the lower side, but in my painting, I didn't want a half and half, like half sky, half water. I would say I'm going to divide it in thirds, as we've talked about this before. So 2/3 sky, 1/3 water, or 2/3 sky, 1/3 landscape. Do things like that. Okay, so I'm going to start the water similarly to the way I did the sky. Let's just put in some water first. But I got to be careful because I got to go around some of these boats. I don't want to have the water hit the boat, and then I lose that white. And even on the little rowboat here. So here's I'm painting across and around some of these boats with just pure water, and around that boat, and then around the reflection of it. And I'm just pulling the water down. I don't have to go horizontally necessarily. What am I doing in here? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I should have done this blue first.
What color are you using for the water?
Right now, all I got is water. Is just water.
Oh, no, I mean, okay.
Yeah, I'll get to I think cerulean and ultramarine also.
Okay.
Which do you guys think is lighter, the light blue boat on the left, or the water of the bay? I think that boat over here is lighter. I'm putting a little bit of cerulean blue over here.
Pauline's internet cut out, so she's trying to rejoin.
Okay, I got it. I'll admit her. Yeah, good, thank you. And then blue, same cerulean blue down here in the reflection.
So Ned, you're where the white is, you're not putting any water.
Not yet, nope. Okay, I just put that boat in, I didn't think I was gonna do it. Now I'm gonna put in the water. I'm gonna start in with a little bit of cerulean, a little bit of ultramarine, and I see the water. Wow, what do we got here? Okay, this is cerulean blue, Marie, and ultramarine. I gotta be really careful right at this horizon line. Boom, boom. And then I see that to me, the water gets a little stronger as it comes toward me. So I'm gonna. Now I'm also gonna go into this boat. I'm actually painting the boat itself, but leaving a couple little white spots on either side here. And I don't want to forget this water over on this side. And I've got a little. Okay. All right, now I'll keep going with some of these things of water. Keep that little bit of white. Okay, now I'm gonna go right. Here's some water streaks going right through here, right? Little edges there. Boop, boop, boop. I'm leaving some white. I'm going into the dark, so I may as well just. This is my water. This is my shadow of the boat. But I may as well get it in now. And this is, okay. Okay.
Thank you. I am.
All right.
So that's tomorrow. Today's getting ready for that. Oh, okay. Talk to you soon. Phil, I'll talk to you later. All right. Thank you.
Okay. This is very wet, so I can't, I'm not going to get any of my real detailed lines of the ripples yet. I certainly will go back and do some lines in here, but I've left. And that boat is, this is the dark side of that boat, so I may as well put it in. Okay. All right, so I've left, I'm gonna add a little bit more. Adding a little bit of alizarin down here. Get it stronger, get a few stronger tones down here. I will come back later and add even more, but while it's all wet, I'm not gonna get hard edges. I'm gonna throw in a little bit more color in here. Almost like the sky. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna pause there and let you work on the water. Boy, get this water done. We're 2/3 of the way finished. So you're painting not only the water, but you're also painting the dark sides of the white boats.
Ned, because I can't hear for some reason, I'm gonna go out and come back in. A call came in and it's messed up my audio.
Oh, okay. You can't hear me then?
Yeah, I can't hear, so I'm gonna go out and come back in.
Okay.
Greetings. Never.
Well, that was my mistake. I sent out an email last night saying that. I just missed.
Okay.
I just goofed. I just,
Oh. Well, rest assured, you ready.
Yes.
I'm already hopelessly behind.
You should. You probably will.
I catch her every morning on I don't, no, every time Clayway is, right, so I've been missing that.
So, let's see, got a downlighter, stuff up and down, electric chunks.
Well, I'm dying to hear, well, not exactly. Oh, yes, please. And how do you make dark blue darker?
Well, I sometimes add a little bit of red.
Okay.
Crimson. Oh, yeah, I'm just starting.
Not only that, since you're,
Yep. $200. Believe me, you'll get all of them.
did you say Steve Goodman?
Not me.
Oh, okay. Because she's also married to one of the girls that I think is Steve Goodman.
No, that's not her. It's Stephen, you know, Yes.
Yes. So Alice always married to Steve Katz. Why do you okay? You play the fire.
No, there's lots of.
Starting to come back, yeah.
No, they don't have to be, you don't have to be a big superstar. All you need are venues. And by the time you get into his league, you probably have a barn full of equipment and buddies with barns full of equipment. All of the old stuff is, there was a feeding trend on YouTube, or excuse me, eBay a few years ago. Hello? Oh, did you try to let Elaine in?
I just let her in.
He just let you in?
I just saw,
Okay.
so I just saw it
All right.
pop up. So
Yeah, no, they've got all the equipment. All they need are places with enough electricity. And they can do. Plus, he does a lot of acoustic stuff, a lot of unplugged.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, I still can't get in.
Oh, okay, really? I'm gonna invite you again.
You didn't get in?
Well, she couldn't get in. I clicked admit, so I don't know what happened. Okay, Elaine, I just clicked you again.
So do you know which boatyard you were in?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Guy I used to work with, an avid sailor, he's gonna take it up to Jamestown, and Gannon and
That's the boat, Dan and Ben.
Gannon and Benjamin.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
Ned, are you a sailor?
No, I'm not, but I certainly love being around the boats. And Maria took a session at the Wooden Boat School up in Maine.
Sure, in Brookline.
Yeah, and she was doing that, and I was taking a workshop, a painting workshop in Stonington or something.
That's the best way to handle boats. The best way to handle boats is to be on someone else's.
A good friend of mine has just started a podcast. It's called Conversations with Classic Boats. And he really gets into the weeds on classic yachts and the whole history. His name is Tom Darling. And he really knows his boats. I did the drawing for his blog.
Oh, cool. So Woody, what kind of boat is this? The main one in here is it's a.
I don't know. I don't know. I just, but he would know. But anyone out there who's interested, who's interested in yachts and yachting and the history of them, this is for you. I mean, this guy really knows.
Price is Right team, Monday night, and all the other stuff. Started when I met him. He had a Sparkman Stevens yacht. There were only two of them. The other one was last in Cuba.
Oh.
In 1950. Then he got tired of doing wooden boat. What do you do with wooden boats is wood. You don't do much sailing. So then he got a Sparkman Stevens yacht. 1986 yacht. They got that. Boats just getting worked in.
It's not stressful like losing money in the stock market or making a bad trade. We're just getting paper dirty.
I find this more stressful than losing money in the stock market.
Hell.
So this is more stressful than losing money on the stock.
Yeah, that's what Ellen said.
Oh.
Well, you have to understand, I was at Goldman Sachs for 30 years, so losing money in the stock market is normal to me.
Okay, all right. To me, it freaked me out. All right, I'm going to start in on some of the honey-colored wood of the mast and the cabin on the main boat on the Charlotte there. Because a lot of this painting right now is blue. It's fairly cool in tone and in temperature.
Hello?
And so I'm going to get the
Hey there.
Ellen. You want to mute yourself? So I'm going to start in on those that honey-colored
I need
stuff.
to finish something. Can I call you in 3 hours? I was waiting for that to happen. Okay. Yes. All right. I got it. I will. Okay. Bye.
All right. So a little burnt sienna and raw sienna.
Oh,
And
did here.
I'm going to go up and do. Okay. And I'll pull this right along here. I'll go right over those windows because they're darker, so I can just go back. I'm leaving the top of this right now light. I think I may leave it white. We'll see. And I got some nice, the edge of this boat has a nice. All right, now what am I doing here? Okay, I got a little bit of that color in here. I'm filling this whole boat. I'm filling in with that kind of honey colored wood. And now
What
for
color
the
are you
next.
using? And what color are you using for the honey colored wood?
Raw sienna and burnt sienna. Raw sienna is kind of a yellowish color. The burnt sienna has a little bit of red in it. Now here's the tricky part. I've got very ripply paper, so I got to be careful. Okay, I'm going to start right at the bottom. And I got to pull up. And there's one of them.
Mhm.
Here's the other one. This takes some, you don't want to hold your breath. That's not a good idea because then you'll tense up and screw it up. You gotta be relaxed.
This is why you are who you are. Fearless.
Well, I'm going from the bottom up because if I start at the top, I might push down too hard with the brush and then it'll get too fat. This way I can go up. As I get near the top, I can begin to lift the brush up and it gets thinner. I'll grab a different brush. I want to put in those stays going out either side. That going out there, this going out there, that one going out there, that one going out there. Do we have any stays over here? No. I do have these booms. There's that, and then this nice big one here.
This is the same raw, the same, got it, same.
Yeah,
color.
yeah. I'm having a tough time because the paper is ripply. The brush goes up and down. It's driving me crazy. Okay, let's get some. I've got the hatch over here. I want to get a little tone in there. All right. Okay. Whoa. Here's what. Here's the whole thing. Now we start taking the colors that are in the mast and dropping them with a wiggly brush stroke. And here's the color of the cabin. A couple horizontal strokes there. And then this. Come on. And I'm hitting it and then I'm picking up. So I'm having a few places where the water goes through. I'm going to try here. This goes right off the bottom of the page. And I'm gonna, oh dear. I'm gonna get a little bit darker color of the boat. I'm gonna get the ultramarine blue. A little alizarin. And we're having a little. And now I'm in the boat, in the reflection of the boat in the water. So it's that same dark color, but a little deeper. And make a few irregular lines there. And I'll do the same on this other boat here. Take that tone. That's the back side of that boat. And now I'm going to paint this darker area. The reflection up against that nice blue boat. Okay. And I'm going to take some of this dark red, touch that in there too. Somebody's not muted. Okay, here's the little boat in a few reflection lines here.
Isn't that right?
Just about done here. I know you guys are painting while I'm painting too. I'm going to get a little bit of a darker burnt sienna, a little bit of brown. I got a little bit darker color, and I'm going to do the hatchway over here. Get that darker. Let's get some darker lines in here. Now, before I'm done, I'm going to take that burnt sienna with a little bit of blue in it. And I'm going to do the darker sides of these masts. So the masts have to give them some three-dimensionality, there's gonna have a light side and a dark side, or the bottom edge and the top edge is lighter. Same is gonna be true for these. This is gonna be kind of nightmarish. Okay, some accents along there. Okay, I'm gonna pause there. I've done a lot of the woodwork on these boats. I'm gonna do a couple shadow tones on the side of this. Cabin there.
Maybe they can lose money on the stock market, sell it down, calm my nerves. I'm using screen control. Means all of this gets recorded. But what I do is I wait until you're at a stopping point.
Yeah.
And I stop it. And then start it again. So that, because if something happens, still happen.
Yeah.
This, I have a feeling that it's dumping because it makes a spike on the internet.
Ned,
Yeah, what do you hear?
Ned, are you, the mast on the far left of the turquoise boat, are you saving that for something?
Well, I probably could have done that. I'm not gonna make them the brown color. I was looking and I said, oh, I should have just done those, but I'll get to them.
Okay, something different. Okay.
Yeah.
And now for
It's hard to know how much water is in the brush. Yeah. See, I do that. How I keep water is wrong. Put water in the line and dries right now. So, stop. You know what I mean? You want a sharp edge. Like, I wouldn't get into that. You would put in some inside color that goes places you want to. Save the water. No sense.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Great.
No, I want to turn it off, but then again. Every time the internet boots a Zoom session for me, it's like a side of the head. No, no, it's just the emotional.
The oh shit moment.
Yeah. I found something about the attic. Actually, what you need to do is another 6 pencils. I've got movies for every single one of them.
I know.
Unfortunately, I had my hand resting on a wet part of the sky while I was doing something else, and I've ruined my sky.
So you sort of like boats in the water. Okay.
What do you mean? Oh, where is it?
I can't see your paint. I can't see your painting.
Okay,
Oh,
no, now do you see
Thank
it?
you.
Right? Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
No, it went back again.
yeah, so Marie, when you speak, then it goes to you. So go up into that little picture up above where my painting is,
the thumbnail.
the thumbnail,
Cover.
and hover over the blue box that has 3 white dots in it. Then that comes down, it says pin, and that will pin it, like pinning onto a bulletin board. It'll pin it on so it doesn't jump to somebody else's face or living room or something.
Yeah. So it doesn't do it.
All right, I'm getting ready to put in some of the metal masts on the left side. We've got the wooden boats in. There's still more to do as far as some details. Wow, this paint is wet. But I want to get to some of those masts on the other side. All right, I'll tell you something now. Because it's a rainy day in Pauling, the atmosphere has a lot of droplets in it, and these paints are not drying as quickly as I might like them to. So don't you be frustrated. Don't try to put color if you're in a humid area or on a rainy day. Don't try to put too much color into a painting before it really sets up and dries. Otherwise, you're going to have things blending into each other where you don't want it. I'm really I'd like to put in these portholes, but this is still wet way down here. All right, I'm going to do these masts and the cover on the sail. I've got a dock here. I want to sort of anchor that, but boy, I can't get into too many of those boats over there. So I'm going to take now what color is that mast color? It's a gray of some sort. I will mix a little bit of, so it's a cool color. So I'll start with ultramarine blue. Oh, did we lose it again? And I'm using a little bit of burnt sienna. That makes a decent gray. I'm going to start this mask right here. Push the brush down so it's fat at the bottom. Come right up. I got to make sure I'm staying straight all the way up. There we go. Okay. I'll give you a hint when you're pulling these long strokes, don't look at your brush itself. Look ahead on the paper where you're headed. Like when you teach a teenager to drive, you say, don't look at the road right in front of you. Look at the road at the horizon so that you can steer and not be making lots and lots of little self-corrections. Am I right? Yes. Got these little cross pieces here. So there's something up there. Make it a little stronger. Looks like a ghost. And I do want the left side to be a little bit darker, so I'm throwing a little more color on it. Same on this one. Give it a feeling of roundness. Down in here, I'm getting into things aren't drying very well. Okay, the sailcloth has a shadow across the bottom of it, and it kind of ripples because it's fabric. And it's got some shadows that come across where it ties up there. And it always has a few lines going across where they tie the sail down. No, it's you know, when you tie up a sail on the, with that. Okay, there's that. Okay, now I've got this the dock. The what do you can't what do you gotta mute yourself so they don't keep jumping to you.
Okay, sorry.
All right, this is the piling. I have kind of blue, and alizarin crimson in there. And now notice underneath the dock, we have a pretty dark color. I'm going to put this in here. This is going to make the dock stand out.
By the way, I think this is glossy.
Okay, so I'm painting underneath the dock, painting around this blue boat, around that hatchway. That color maybe a little bit up into there. And while I've got some of these little colors here, there's some vents over here on this boat. And down there. I'm going to put a dark kind of purpley color right above my dock. This will indicate a little bit of a boat. Oh boy. What else am I going to do? Can I do this or not? Another mast here. Hint of a boat down here. Okay, now for the nice little trick. I need to get your attention back. I'm taking my flat brush, and because my golden wooden masts have started to set up, I'm going to take that brush, and this is called lifting out. I'm going to dip it in water, take most of the water out. I'm going to just go up the side of this mast and just lift out some of that color. So it's a little bit lighter on the sunny side. See that? Come down from here, lift out. And I'll do this on this aluminum mast, right along the edge. Pull some water right up the side. And lighten that up a little bit, this one too. Lighten the right-hand edge. And while I'm in this mood, I'm going to do a few lines right through the water and I'm lifting out some color to create these. Let's go right through, right about here. Breaking those lines of the mast, getting back to almost clear water through here. And the lines are closer together the further they go by, the further they go back. Up front, they're going to be further apart. It's just the way perspective works. Maybe I'll have a little bit of line coming out from that boat. I don't know if I need it. Okay, so I've touched up this area. It sort of looks like it's coming together. I do want to get these little portholes in. There's that. Back into this. Okay. All right, I'm going to pause there. We have the rigging left to do. That's a special trick, and then we'll get some more reflections in the water, and then that'll sort of, a couple more details. That'll sort of do it. I used ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. Yeah, reddish brown. Yeah, this is a blue.
That's probably why you do it.
For me, it is. But I will say this. I had a good friend.
Must run out of it.
Thought it needed to be grayer. I found that out in the cat. I've seen you like coach yourself. But I got places for that.
Marie, if you mute yourself, we'll see the picture again. Okay, there we go.
Oh, was Elaine able to get back in?
She was. Then I think she said she had to do something or whatever.
You're not gonna. No.
You're not bad at this. Oh, well, that's why I do this for like 1 or 2 hours. And then move to something else. Well, no, I mean, just go out and do something else. Or something I'm familiar with, you know, Photoshop.
All right, I'm ready to tackle these lines, these rigging, which is whew, can be pretty scary, and you can really kind of wreck up your paintings. I want to point out, you got to know where these lines are going. So if you have a mast like this, there's a line that goes out to the stay here, and from here, it goes down to the side of the boat. So it's almost like a kite shape, but the kite doesn't come together at the bottom. There's some stays here that I haven't drawn in. And this is going to run out of the picture, so I'm going to come down here like this, hit here, right there, and then it's going to go down right there. I'm going to do another one. Coming down, two of them that are holding that mast together, boom. And that's where they attach right on the sides. Then you have you have some lines that are running from the jib line up here, going to the top of the mast. So most of these won't touch the wood, but they will run out the top of the paper. Now, you got to resist the idea of just throwing lines in everywhere. Kind of goof things up. I've got a couple of ways I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay, I've got a brush that's kind of cheating because not everyone has it. It's called a rigger. It's a very long, skinny brush with an incredible tip. So if you look over here, I'm going to throw it in some water. I can really mess. You can really ruin a painting. I'm going to throw this rigger in there, a little bit into the red.
Didn't you use that in the sap cans?
I might have. Okay, so I've got a little piece of paper up here that I can practice on. For the what?
Yeah.
For the what?
For the shoots.
Oh yeah. In the flower paint. Okay, so I've got it. There's a little practice piece there. All right, let's woo, here we go.
And what color is that?
It's a little bit of blue, a little bit of pink. The alizarin. Now, when I do this, you can't see my whole body, but I'm putting the brush down, and I am leaning back. See me, Jennifer? I'm just rocking. Yeah. Exactly. Now, Susan's in the class and she's got a little palette knife. Maybe some of you might have had it either for oil painting or for scraping of a palette. You can also take this, mush it into some color, touch it on some color. Now let me see what this is going to do. Come on, let's get a little bit of water on there. Okay, here we go. I mean, I'm going to just put the edge of the knife down. Look at that line. Holy mackerel. I like this better than my own brush. Okay, this is coming down. Oops, not enough paint on it. This is where you really, it's hard to know what you got on here.
What color were those lines again?
A little bit of blue and a little bit of alizarin.
Which blue?
Ultramarine. There's that. I'm going to go back to my old rigger brush here. Yeah, you can use a Sharpie pen, no problem. It's called a rigger.
You're doing a rigger, are you doing the rigging or the rigger?
That's right. That's probably why it's called this name. All right, let's throw a couple over here. We got another one. Oh, this one goes to the back of this. There we go. Down there, get another one in here. You can see this, you can get a little bit carried away here and really mess things up, which I might be doing for you. But I got a bunch of these lines here. Now, over here, there was, I should have put the sailcloths on there and I forgot. I painted right through them. I feel like I need a little bit of white over on that side. So I'm getting a little bit of Chinese white. Right, Casey, Woody, this is for you guys. Gonna put a little bit of white over here. Give myself a now, this is cheating to some water purists. This is cheating. I'm putting some white where I didn't have. I forgot to save that spot. Here's the underneath of that boom.
Yes, very good.
So I put some white in there where I didn't used to have any. If I needed some, I could put some there, but I don't think I need to. Okay, now a couple more things. This shadow, this reflection is too bright.
You have a big smile on my face right now, and I'm working, and I'm so happy.
Really take a picture, you do it?
Who's screaming? Who's screaming? Okay, I'm gonna just tone it down with a little bit of almost watery paint. So it's just less than white. I'm gonna take care of that side too. I don't like it's too bright for that side of the boat. I like this over here though. Okay, now with a largish brush, I'm gonna get some water. Oops. And I'm gonna do, these are the larger lines of water. I usually do it right below it. If I have a little light spot, I'll go right below it. There's a light spot. Getting some gasps here in the audience here. Down here. Gonna go across here. Okay, this is where I went through the mask with clear water. This is where I went through the mask with clear water. I'm gonna put, so the reflection lines are underneath the white area. So here's a little white area. So it's a little bit underneath here. Gonna get a bigger, and the strokes are gonna be larger in the front and thinner in the back. So there's that across there. I can go a few of these lines in through here. Coming off the boat, right about where the boat hits the water. Gotta make sure it's straight, And I want a little bit more at the horizon. Too strong, so I'm just going to take some water and just throw it over there. Got that lighted area. Okay. Now it's not a breezy day, so these things don't, we're not ruffling too much. But you got a little sense of got to darken those back there. That was a little bit too bright. And I'm about done. I can always go back, fuss around. Couple lines there. Line on the boat there, maybe a little piece of rope sitting there. That will be about it. There are a few places where I still have my pencil lines. I'm going to leave those. They're kind of interesting. I'm not going to make them. And this little piece down here, is a little too bright. I'll just throw a little bit of color over it. I'm keeping that white side of that boat. I like the dock. Lines of the dock here. I'll bring this up. I've got the lines of the dark there look like planks at diagonals. You got that little bit of white on those sailcloths. Give me a little more white over there. A little bit more white. Okay, so that's reflections. And the boat is called the Charlotte. And as I said to you in the drawing video, the boat builder works like crazy all spring into summer to get everybody's boats in the water. Then in August, when everybody's out doing their pleasure cruises and his work slows down, he takes his boat, the Charlotte, and goes up to Maine and goes in and out of the coves, and yeah, he goes in and out of the coves and bays up there. So this is the Charlotte, a nice wooden boat at the Gannon and Benjamin Boat Yard on Martha's Vineyard. All right, that's a wrap. Does anybody have some questions for me as we go? A couple more comments before I get. I did send you all a survey, which I hope later this week you'll fill out. It'll help me as I plan future classes. And I do plan to do 6 classes in April into May. So 4 Mondays in April and 2 in May. That'll be $250 for the 6 of them, or $50 a class as we've done this time. So if you're, and we'll certainly be doing different kinds of pictures, maybe street scenes, different seasons. I'll try to break things up to keep things interesting for me as well. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll send you more information. But any of you that did this session will you have all the materials and you know the routines, so it'll be easier for you to continue on if you'd like to. I also will be teaching a class on Martha's Vineyard the second week in August. It's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that is en plein air. That's outside at a location at the old Whaling Church or in a garden or at the West Chop Lighthouse. We're lining up the places right now. So if you have access to the vineyard or you have a friend that has a place there, you want to paint while you're there, bring your stuff and we'll wear our sunglasses and mosquito repellent, that kind of stuff, and paint away outdoors. So any other comments or questions? And I will do a critique this Wednesday night with those of you that send me pictures by Wednesday at around by Wednesday at 4. Then we'll start the critique at 5, and that we can look at your pieces and share them and go over the successes and struggles of this boat painting. All right, Phil, shall I stop the recording at least? Oh, no.
Thank you, Ned.
Yeah, Woody, I had a PowerPoint with everybody's favorite painting. And I'm really having, I don't know where I saved it.
I sent mine on Saturday or Friday.
No, I got it and I put it in a PowerPoint. I'm just having a tough time finding the darn thing.
Well, I'll send it again.
Yeah. Oh,
Can he CC me?
The one I did of the Sistine Chapel,
yeah.
the ceiling in the dark.
Well, what I want to do is end this class with a share screen of the stay on, Woody. Maybe I'll find it yet.
Hi, Ned. It's Amy Butler. Great.
Hi, Amy.
Will you send the painting again this time?
Yeah, I will. I'll get home and I'll send it out to you guys. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Ned, thank you for today. I didn't get the critique, or I probably got it, but I missed it. So if you could send that to me, that would be great.
Who's that? Is that Elaine?
Elaine.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we got it. I had asked my husband, when did you send it?
No, this would be the invitation for the critique. I haven't sent it yet.
Oh, you have it. Oh, that's why. Okay, that's.
I thought
Yeah.
you said you sent it. Okay.
No. I'll send it, later today or tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, good.
So
Ned,
much.
thank you.
Yay.
Bye-bye.
Okay, you're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Ned, I have
Yeah.
one quick question. You had mentioned that the horizontal lines in the water were closer together the farther back you get. You mean
Yes.
the farther back toward the horizon line?
Yes.
Yes, good.
They
Okay,
get thinner and a little bit closer together.
okay, thank you.
Yep.